Welcome to DIYEasyCrafts.com, how to make your own scrap wood reindeer Christmas decorations. Now I made these reindeers out of some scrap 1x6 pine and also some scrap red oak that's a 1/4 of an inch thick, but you could make it out of any even 1/4 inch plywood would be fine. Basically you just need a thicker matisse piece of wood for the body and some thinner wood for the legs and antlers. We're going to start by just tracing the body onto this scrap piece of 1x6 pine. I will put a template for this, a downloadable template for each section on the website, DIYEasyCrafts.com. I'm then going to trace each of the front legs and back legs as well as the antlers. 2 back legs, 2 front legs, 2 antlers. And then I'm going to start to cut out each of these pieces. I'm just going to use a pin saw or a scroll saw, but you could certainly accomplish the same results with a jigsaw. So just taking my time, I'm just going to cut out the outline for each one of those traced segments. Just finishing up the body. And then after these are cut out, we'll go back and sand these off smooth. Very simple project, very simple do-it-yourself craft. And the end result looks really nice on the shelf. So that's the body basically finished. And now I'm just going to cut out each one of the leg and antlers. And you could be creative. You could make the body with the head pointing down, pointing up. Make larger antlers, smaller antlers. Be a little bit creative. So it really doesn't take all that long to get each one of these pieces cut out so that you have the body and you have the 2 antlers and 2 front legs and 2 back legs. Now we're just going to basically sand each piece smooth. Now, you can be as aggressive with the sander as you'd like. I didn't want to really round over the piece. I really wanted to just break the edges and sand each plane of that reindeer to be smooth. Now I just used 80 grit sandpaper. Once that was done, I went back over the 220. On all of the legs and antlers, I just used a small Dremel grinder and just kind of broke each one of the corners, broke the edges, just so that it didn't have the rough saw marks. Nothing real fancy. We're not rounding them over. We're not making carved statues out of these things. The next step, and the finished product here could be painted as well, but I stained these, and I stained them first before I glued them together. You can do it either way. You could glue it, just be very careful not to get any glue on areas that are going to be stained. But I stained each piece first, and then I wiped them off, and then I let them completely dry, and then put them together. And I did a few of these. I glued some together with wood glue. I used a hot glue gun on another, and I used a 2-part epoxy on the third. Looking back, it was probably easiest to do them just with wood glue. But in either case, however you decide to glue them together, you're going to apply the glue and you're going to hold each piece in position, either with a clamp or with a weight, just so that it doesn't move at all while that glue is setting up. Once the glue is completely dry, you're basically done, except for I added a coat of clear lacquer. Just gave it a nice finished look. And that's the finished product on your shelf. Very nice looking Christmas reindeers, just made out of some scrap wood that was laying around in the garage. Please check us out on the web at DIYEasyCrafts.com. Be sure to check out our other how-to videos. And if you like this video, I ask that you please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel.